we will start. So, in our last class, so we had completed about a function, some little bit concept about function that we had covered. What is a function call and function definition? How a function is calling, then function definition is executing, and one beautiful concept recursion. So that point that we had completed. So now some few remaining points that we have. So that is lambda function, Python lambda function. So it is very simple. So what do you mean by lambda function? So just to see in this tutorial site, it have written very well. So exactly, if it is possible, then you write this point, which point that I have chosen. So anonymous function, I think some idea that I had given in my last class. So lambda means anonymous function. So the function without name, that is called as anonymous function. Normally, a function definition preceded by the keyword def. Similarly, anonymous function preceded by the keyword lambda. So that's why anonymous function called as lambda function. So here that point that I have written in Python, anonymous function is a function that is defined without a name. The function without name, the function having no name, that is called as anonymous function. While normal functions are defined using def keyword, whereas anonymous function are defining using the lambda keyword. So like def, lambda is a keyword. So when this keyword we will precede, we will use, then that function considering as a lambda function. So here anonymous function are called as lambda function. So if it is possible, then you write these things. Point number one. Point number two. So there is a general form. There is a general form or syntax. So what is the syntax of lambda function? So just to see, lambda arguments colon expression. So this is the general form, or this is the syntax. This is the syntax of lambda function. Lambda is a key word. Arguments we will see. So we in that arguments place what we will write, and colon expression is to see the explanation of the syntax. Lambda function can have any number of arguments, but only one expression. The expression is evaluated and returned, and lambda functions can be used whenever function objects are required. That means we will see when the lambda function we will represent, we will define that function returning what, that is called as function object. I will show you what exactly the function object is. But you first you remember lambda arguments colon expression must be one expression. We will see by taking an example. So very small example we will see. This is one example, very small example, just to see. So what I have written, lambda, first of all you see this expression. I have written lambda x colon x into 2. That means as per the syntax, as per the general form, lambda is a keyword, then x is argument, after colon, then we have specified x into 2. So x into 2, so this is the expression. So now it will evaluate. So we can say this is a function definition, but here there is no function name. Previously we have seen, suppose there is a function name. Here name of the function is factorial. Here name of the function is so. Here name of the function is area. So, but here, just to see that type of specification we have not done. Okay, so that's why I told here there is no function. Okay, but function definition it is representing. Okay, so how it is evaluating? Because we know that when there is no function name, but this is a function definition, and we can say it is a lambda function definition. So when a function definition is executing, now when that function we will call, when that function I will call. So here it is evaluating and it is returning something. So this whatever it is returning, let here output variable, suppose let it output variable result, suppose. Now this result is a function object. So why I will say result is a function object, because now I will call the result I will call as a function call, and within bracket I have written 5. So 5 means this is the value of x. It means here x is the formal argument, here 5 is the actual argument. Okay, so lambda expression, lambda expression returning something. So let my something that output variable is result, and that result I will consider as function object. Why I consider as function object? Result parenthesis. So I have to call. So if I am calling, then lambda x colon x into 2 is executing, and the value of x is becoming 5. Now 5 into 2, that is 10. I will hit run, I got 10. The same thing I will what, suppose lambda expression, same expression I will write in the form of normal function. In the form of normal function, if I will write in this way, if I will write, suppose here I will take an argument x, return x into 2, then if I will call, this is the function definition, I will call. Now I will hit run. So I got 10. So this is the normal function, and the corresponding lambda function is this. So I hope everybody got clarity, give a response. This is the normal function. Here result is a function name that I have defined. Body is nothing but an arithmetic expression, that is x into 2. Now I will call that function result, and within bracket whatever I will specify, that is the actual argument. This is a normal function. This is function call, and this is function definition. So the corresponding for this task, for this specification, the corresponding lambda expression is this. So overall, lambda is a keyword. Lambda function is an anonymous function. The function without name, that is called as anonymous function. Normal function definition preceded by the keyword def, whereas anonymous function preceded by the keyword lambda. So give a response.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ସାଢେ ଏଗାରଟାରେ କୁଜନ ଟିକେ ଯିବା ଆସିବ ତମେ ଯିବ ଯିବ ନହେଲେ ମୁଁ ପଳେଇବି ନହେଲେ ଆଉ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ମୁଁ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ କାମରେ ମିଟିଂରେ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ପରେ କଥା ହଉଛି ଅନଲାଇନ ଚାଲିଛି ହଉ 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 ତମେ ଆରାମସେ ଆସିବ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। So give a response. I hope everybody got clarity. So
Yes,
what
sir.
is lambda?
Yes, sir.
See, whatever I told this point, they have written. In lambda function, there is a function, built-in function, filter function. So what is the meaning of filter function? And one function, map function, two function. We will discuss the filter function in Python, text in a function and a list as argument. Directly through one example, I will explain better. To see what is the meaning of filter function. So here, what is my task? Here, we have a list. Let my list name is my underscore list. So list 1, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I want to filter the even data items. Okay. So I have a list. Name of the list is my underscore list. I want to filter or I want to retrieve all the even numbers from my underscore list. Okay. So we know that even number means some number modulo to double equals to 0. If then that number is even 4, 6, 8, 12. These are the what even numbers. And whatever I will retrieve all even numbers from my list, that even number again I will assign in another list. So output, so identifier I will consider as a new list. So using lambda expression, how we will do? So first of all, just inner portion, just you see. So lambda expression first you see. Lambda argument is x. So currently we studied what is the syntax of lambda expression. Lambda argument colon expression. Expression is only one expression, but argument may be different. So x is the argument, this is the expression. So this is my logic. X modulo 2 double equals to 0. Okay, so x modulo 2. Then here, what I have written, comma, my list. My list is given already. We have a list, name of the list is my list. Okay, so here lambda x colon x modulo 2 double equals to 0. So this is my lambda expression, and comma my list means by taking the values of my list, we will consider what before that there is a built-in function filter function. Filter is a such function, particularly this function we will use if you are specifying a lambda expression. So if your requirement is that you are specifying lambda expression, then you can use filter function or map function. Filter means filtering. So all these things I have written within a list function. So list function always returning something, that something is a list. Okay, because my requirement is whatever we will evaluate. So the result will be assigned in a list, or we can say the result whatever it is generating, result is also a list. List, the result name is new underscore list. So now print a new underscore list. So here this my x is 12. Control will understand in this way because I have already specified my list. So here this will filter function. So filter function here it is taking two arguments. One is lambda expression, one is list name my list. So now it will filter. Logic is number modulo 2 double equals to 0. Internally, the control will consider if 1 modulo 2 double equals to 0, no. 5 modulo 2 double equals 0, no. 4 modulo 2 double equals 0, yes. So now the 4 will assign in a new list. 6 modulo 2 double equals to 0, yes, 6 will assign then in new list. 8 modulo 2 double equals to 0. Yes, 8 will assign in new list. 11 modulo 2 double equals to 0. No. If 3 modulo 2 double equals to 0. No. 12 modulo 2 double equals to 0. Yes, then 12 will go to new list. So in this way, so we will print a new list. So I got 4, 6, 8. Clear? So filtering some data items from a given list, and that for what task we resolved by invoking filter function. Within filter function we specified lambda expression, and overall filter function I specified within a list function because my output is a list. So give a response.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
okay, so like filter function, I have another function called as map function. So see, I hope everybody is writing. So at the time of explanation, when I am explaining, so if you are getting time, then you write and do the practice practically more and more. Then expertise will come. So like a filter function, similarly, we have another function that is map function. This map function is also associated with the lambda expression. So my requirement here, it is very simple. So I have a list just to see what we have written or what we have specified the lambda expression. So within map function, we will specify lambda expression and input list same way, and there is a list name of the list is my list, and there is a output list. Let that output list is a new list. So logic is what? So it will map lambda x colon and expression is x into 2. So x is 1, 1 into 2. X is 5, 5 into 2. X is 4, 4 into 2. 6 into 2. 8 into 2. 11 into 2. 3 into 2. 12 into 2. So in this way, so each data item will multiply with 2. Okay. So this is called as mapping. And this map function, when it is invoking, then we are resolving. And entire map function that we have passed into list function because list function always returning a list of values. So whatever the output 1 into 2, then 5 into 10, 8, 12, 16, 11, 22, 6, 24, whatever the output value will generate, that output value will assign in new underscore list. Now I will print the new list. So I got 1 into 2, 5 into 2, 4 into 2, 6 into 2, 8 into 2, 11 into 3 into 2, 12 into 2. This is all this point is not so important, but some points are coming under function that we have to cover. So give a response. I hope everybody got clarity.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
So you write. I think everybody is writing. Then just a little bit idea, or we can say a fundamental concept about local variable and global variable. So that also here we will discuss. So it is a very what small terminology, but common terminology. Already in our time also we had studied in C programming, data structure using C in C++, in Java, any programming language that you can find. So there is a terminology local and global variable. Okay, so local variable and global variable. In general, inside a function, so nor whatever we specify the variable, so that is by default local in general, and whatever the variable we declare outside of the function, okay, so that is by default global. So in Python programming, same concept, but global variable we can access but we cannot modify. If we will modify, suppose x is equals to 10, that is global I wrote, that x variable value, if I want to modify, if I want to change inside a function definition, it will give the error. We will see. But if it will, what how we will avoid that error explicitly, we have to specify that variable as a what global variable means. Use we will use the global keyword. So we will see regarding that. Just little bit information we have to know what is local and what is global. Very simple global variable. You remember, global variable means outside of the function. Local variable means inside the function. So just to see in Python, a variable declared outside of the function or in global scope is known as global variable. There is a terminology scope. What is the meaning of scope? Suppose my area is, suppose from my room to Kotak. That means this is our locality. And whatever, suppose I am driving and suppose any type of problem may face, I can handle. So that is my scope. Okay. How far a variable is existing, that is called a scope. So that means a global variable can be accessed inside or outside of the function. Okay, so just you see, so what is local and what is global? So first of all, you have to know local and global. Local and global variable. Suppose I have written, suppose x equals to 5. Okay, so now x is a variable, the value of x is Python, then one function I have defined. My function name is show function. Now this show function, what is the show function definition? So now this is function call, this is function call, and this is function definition. Function definition. Now show function I defined, I have written one output statement. This is the definition. Now, when the function definition will execute, when that function I will call. So now here I have called. So when this line executed, this person will execute. So what is this person? X inside, okay, X inside the value of X. The value of x, this is the global variable, this Python. So before function, you remember, before function definition, any variable you are declaring, that is called as global variable, and global variable that we can access inside the function. Now I output, it will come x inside, then Python x means the value of x, that is Python. Now when this line executed, when function called, function definition executed. Now this is another statement. Now after executing all these things, then control will come to this x outside x, x outside x, that Python, because scope. So the value of x is scope. The scope of x is till this. So x outside, this is a double quote we have written. So x means Python. That means this global variable accessed inside the function and the global variable accessed outside of the function. So output is x inside Python, x outside Python. Now I will hit run just to see. So I hope what is local and what is global. So here x is a variable that we have declared as global variable. Always you remember the variable that we declare or which is declared outside of the function. Okay, the variable which is declared outside of the function, that variable is called as global variable. Global variable we can access. Global variable we can access inside the function. Okay, then but global variable we can access inside the function, but global variable we cannot modify. Cannot modify. If I will write, if I will write x equals to x into 2, so now I will hit run, it will give an error, unbound local error. I will come to that point. So error, local variable x referenced before assignment. So what is the meaning? So global variable that we will access inside the local variable but not modify. First give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is the point. And local, normally this is inside the function, whatever, this is local. So for local there is no problem. You have known this is local. Inside a function I define, let foo is my function name, y is a variable that I declared. So the value of y is local. Okay, so print y. That means Python program. Now this is y is a local variable. Now this is a function definition and this is a function call. So here y is a local variable. So local variable normal. So inside the function, whatever you have the variable, that is local. Outside of the function, whatever you have the variable, that is global. Then come to that point, global keyword. So maybe an interview question, what do you mean by global keyword? Global keyword. Okay, so just to see. Now, this is my code. Suppose let a variable c equals to 1. Now, after variable declaration, I have defined a function. Let my function name is add. Print c, okay. I can access currently tool global variable that we can access inside the function definition. Now this is function definition. This is function definition and this is function call, and this is function call. So when this line executed, this portion definition will execute. That means C is 1. Suppose C equals to 100. Now, so अच्छा, बड़े क्लास से समझो। ପାଞ୍ଚ ମିନିଟ୍ ପାଇଁ ଆସିବେ ଯେବେ ପଳେଇ ତମର ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡ ଅଛି କୋଉଠି? Just to see the value of C is 100 that we got. So global variable, happily it is accessing inside the function. Suppose I want to modify. Suppose I will write C into, suppose, suppose I want to modify. Let x equals to C into 2. Now I will hit run. So variable I accessed, suppose C into 2 directly. It is not changing. Just to see, my requirement is first you have to what no, the value of C is 100. It is global. I accessed inside the function definition. Now my requirement is I want to change, I want to update the value of C. So C value is 100. Now I want to change as 200. So I have to write C equals to, because whatever the updated value, if I will get that updated value, it should assign in C. So that's why I wrote C equals to C into 2. But when I execute, I got this error, unbound local error. So the concept is saying global variable we can read, but we cannot write operation. So in which way that global variable we can modify? So that we have to know. So just to see in this way. So global is a key word. Normally global global is a key word. Okay, global keyword explicitly we will use. That means suppose here if I want to change the value of C, C is what explicitly you have to represent. So C is a global keyword. So outside of the function by default every variable is global. So there is no need to specify or to precede global keyword. But here, if you write global C in this way, that means C is a global variable. Here it is written global C. So C is a global variable. Again, I'm saying before outside of the function, if you are declaring a variable that is by default global, no need to specify global here. If you write global C equals to 100, there is no meaning. By default C is global. But when I am using the keyword global, when my requirement is I want to change the value of C. So inside the function, now C value I am changing, but C is global. The concept is saying explicitly that variable we will specify as global. So now I will hit run just to see now C value updated. You will give a response.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is all about function. So local variable and global variable. So overall, this chapter is complete, fundamental to function and function call, function definition, recursion, lambda function, and local and global. So next class, one task I had given, I think only, I think only 2 or 3 minutes. So otherwise, today I will give to you. I will do that. Okay, recursion, lambda function, and the scope, the local and global variable. So very fundamental points. These are the points. These things, read more and more. This function chapter is one of the quite important topic. That is my point of view, because the usage of function and the usage of OOPS concept, object-oriented concept, and usage of collection, especially list and dictionary, so that we will widely use in in artificial intelligence. I mean machine learning and deep learning. Okay, so